So one of the things that I noticed during my sabbatical was the crazy need to wanting, not even wanting, actually needing to slow down. And I think that's what's actually inspiring this vlog specifically. So before I even dive into that, let's roll the intro. So I listened to a podcast recently about instant gratification and divine timing, and it was something that really touched my soul. It hit a nerve, suffice to say, and it made me think about a lot of things that I do, particularly my habits, but it also made me just think about the future even more in regards to those specific habits. My sabbatical definitely helped me to realize that, you know what, I need to slow down. I've always been, I guess, anxious for the next phase, for the next era, for the next anything really, that I kind of forget to kind of like sit down and take stock of what's currently going on. And because of that, I somewhat realized that maybe I might be myopic in some of the things that I do. But more than anything, it just made me more irritated about the not so great habits that I still harbor. So I think this week is definitely just going to be an exercise for me to try to relinquish a lot of control. Actually, no, that's very ironic because I'll be controlling a lot of things, but try to relinquish the habits, try to eradicate them, essentially. So, yeah. So, you know, when, let's say, you're kind of lying in bed and your brain is just basically saying, you know what, hey, don't you feel like getting up and going to shower right now? Just because you know that you have, you know, that commitment in the next 2 hours. And you're like, no, I can shower within like 10 minutes. And then 3 hours go by and you realize how fucked you are because of how late you are. And that you actually should have listened to your brain when it told you, hey, let's do that. So I think this entire vlog will basically be characterized by me trying to do that, trying to listen to my brain and doing a lot of like right things. I call them doing the right things primarily because it is the right thing to do within that moment, but obviously because life and because... So basically, I call it doing the right thing because you know that in that moment you're actually meant to be doing the thing, but you just choose not to. So, morning. Basically, I was just saying you ought to not do the right things within that moment just because your not so great habits are holding you back. So that's what I'm gonna attempt to accomplish this week, just listening to my mind and doing the right thing within the right moment. Because you know what, like, the podcast really made me realize that you're not really going to get what you've been asking the universe for if you're also not trying to meet the universe halfway. And like the biggest outcome from that realization is just the fact that I don't want to be asking for all these amazing things and then literally get them and then I just don't particularly know what to do with them once they're actually in the moment. And that would be a very not so great situation to be in, because it's like you've been craving and wanting this one big thing, but now you're just ill-prepared to get it just because you didn't actually think it through or basically try to meet your future self halfway. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, that is quite literally the whole antithesis of this vlog.
Head, face, pelvis, yes, now push it back, take the...
Beyonce lied. They're breaking my soul, dog. made it home. I don't know what to say. Today wasn't necessarily a shit show. It's just one of those days where there's almost like a bit of an absence of feeling, or an unrecognizable feeling that is so heavy that you can't particularly describe it or put words into describing it. And it's just there, and all you can do is to literally just sit with it. Like, work and stuff wasn't bad or whatever, but I'm just not at my most optimal. And I'm just gonna call it a day. I'm just gonna eat, sleep. That's it. That's it. Top of the morning. Today's weather is 32 degrees Celsius with a hint of homosexual and a slight chance of I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But my name is Nika. Thank you for joining us in studio. Back to you, Brandon. Anyways, today is Tuesday, obviously. I don't know how I'm feeling. I woke up late. I actually overslept, but I'm really not mad at having an extra amount of sleep. I think I needed it. I definitely needed it. How's today going thus far? I mean, I fiddle with social media still. Of which the point is not to fiddle with it as much this week, but equally so at the same time, I am finding it just slightly weird, given the fact that I obviously still have to do promo for like the recent vlog and stuff, because Daisy's kids didn't see it, and then now views are low. But I'm contradicting myself because I definitely don't care about views, but equally so, I worked so hard on that fucking vlog. I stayed up for a full 24 hours. Fun fact. No, literally fun fact. I woke up at like 6 a.m. on the Saturday, and I slept the following day on Sunday midday, just because I was editing throughout the entire day. So that's why I'm just like, even though I'm not like pro views or like whatever the fuck, I need y'all niggas to see it. I'm probably gonna cringe looking back at this footage because I really don't care that much about views, but yet here I am emphasizing it. So contradiction? Paradox? I am just hoping and praying that today's gonna turn out well and fine and cute and nice. Let's get this day started.
You know who they are. Well, I see a list, but I can't tell you who they are.
There's a lot of me walking in this video, hey? So you know what bugs me about adulthood? The fact that you're just on this constant hamster wheel. Nothing ever stops. You have a bad day, the world still carries on. And you're supposed to be okay with that. Like, and I don't know if it's because, like, as children, it felt like, oh, okay, cool, I can have a moment, I can bitch, I can do whatever. I'm pretty sure children don't bitch, but like, I can bitch, I can do whatever, I can throw a tantrum, it'll be fine. Your mom soothes you, your caretaker, your guardian, actually, anyone soothes you, it's fine. You sleep, you take a nap, it's dinner, you watch cartoons or something, and then you go back to sleep, and then it's fine in the morning. But as an adult, in fact, let me actually just go make dinner. You know what's weird? I'm literally on day 2 on this whole spiel of doing the right thing. And for full 24, 48 hours, I've literally been thinking, is this vlog even going to go out? Because I'm just thinking what's anyone getting out of this? What's anyone actually getting out of seeing me in this state? It's not necessarily the most, it's natural actually. I was gonna say it's not the most natural, but it actually is natural. But it's just not the most happiest and most oh, I want to watch this type of content. But equally so at the same time, as I'm still battling in my mind, thinking about that, a small part of my brain was actually just wait, hold up, take a minute, take a step back, and actually think about what you've actually done, or rather what you've achieved within the past couple of hours, the small wins, if you will. And I realized that even yesterday, in that state that I was in, I still managed to accomplish a small win. I managed to overcome a not so great bad habit, and I actually persevered through it, I guess. I don't know. And it's so weird. It's literally so weird. It's even when I feel like I'm crumbling, I'm actually still doing well sometimes. It's weird. Even today, I had the very impulsive thought of wanting to just go to the beach or maybe go to a nearby bar and literally just, treat myself to a small dinner or whatever. But equally so at the same time, I remembered that I kind of do like cooking, and unfortunately I did take the chicken out, so it didn't make sense. Actually, I still would have actually not had the chicken or chicken dish or whatever, and still went and treat myself to a nice dinner somewhere. But the point is that I chose not to do that, because doing the right thing, even though I'm not necessarily feeling 1,000% okay. I mean, I'm better than yesterday, but I'm not a-okay. And that can't go unrecognized. I can't wallow in loser energy. It's not loser energy. Oh my gosh, I'm not being kind to myself. But I can't dwell in that not so great feeling, but still not, and still not recognize that I'm actually still doing what I sought out to achieve. Because then I wouldn't be fair to myself for that. Feelings are weird. And actually going back to that podcast that I listened to on Monday, that lady literally said emotions is basically energy in motion. So I am in motion, even though I think I'm motioning towards taking 10 steps back. I'm actually more motioning to keeping things going. I don't know. I feel like this didn't make any sense, but we'll try again tomorrow. Good night. You do realize that you could die any moment, right? Anything could happen. You could just have a heart attack or a stroke and die. Why do people eat a snook? The texture isn't nice, and also why are you laboring for your food? Crazy thought. Do we not maybe struggle with morning routines and just keeping up with routines during the first times that we're actually doing them, primarily because maybe you don't particularly have the end goal in mind like that, or maybe just the end goal isn't as strong as it should be. Thus, it's harder to do the task at hand. Food for thought. Is it me, or does anyone else also wonder why we haven't actually been able to achieve interdimensional traveling? Depending on your upbringing, friends are your real family. Why can't we get paid our salaries in Jan for the entire year and then just wing it for the rest of the year? Podcast made me realize this morning that I am very much a byproduct of my past. My brain essentially is made up of all the habits that I endured or learned rather in my past. And sometimes you actually just need to kind of break apart and break down in order to actually create something new. And I think that has been the very big theme in this week and in my life for the past couple of months. It's kind of like I'm being torn apart in very tiny micro bits that eventually I am playing Dora the Explorer. I'm essentially playing Dora the Explorer in the sense that I'm putting all the pieces together, putting all the puzzles together in order to actually make up this one beautiful mural. I just need to be patient because that's where I think things are kind of going wrong. Why aren't we taught how to do our taxes in school? Let's start there. I'm gorgeous. I'm actually not doing as bad as I think I am. Why? 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 Why are men? That's it. That's a question. Full stop. Why? So I woke up feeling slightly anxious. I woke up and I immediately leaped out of bed. Granted, I had to take the trash out because it's trash day. Great, whatevs. But I just started like my day after that. Usually, I probably would have like sat in bed more, played Wordle. Actually, I need to play Wordle. And just basically wasted, well, I called it wasting time. Other people call it defrosting. Yeah, I didn't do any defrosting today. I think my level of defrosting was literally me moving my body, which worked out rather perfectly because I meditated. I did like a 20-minute meditation, I think. I did like 10 minutes on Balance, the app. And then I did like a YouTube raising your vibrational one or whatever. And like, I feel good. No, I feel calm. Which should mean that I kind of feel good. Yeah. The anxiety actually stemmed from me immediately thinking about like my birthday. My birthday is literally coming up in like the next like 3 weeks now. I still don't know what I want to do. I thoroughly don't know what I want to do. Suggestions are very much welcome. But like, I love my birthday. I love my birthday to fucking back. It's the one day of the year that I always like look forward to. I'm a birthday person. I love my birthday. But I don't know. I don't know if this one feels different. Like, I feel a sense of anxiety, yes, in terms of like the planning for it. Like, okay, what's the, big hurrah that's gonna happen? But equally so, I don't know. I feel like there's more of a growth component attached to it. I don't know. I understand own pace, own race, but I just feel like there's something. I thought it was a ghost, but anyways, I just feel like there's something about like hitting 25 that's just different. It's just different. And I'm not necessarily saying I need, this next year to be where I get my shit together, or like, I mean, obviously, but like that's an everyday thing. But like, I'm not saying, oh, I need to get a house by 27 or this or that or whatnot. Like, no. My pressure and anxiety probably just stems from being a completely different version of myself, really. And it goes back to what I had said in this vlog about meeting my future self halfway. And I just feel like my birthday is probably gonna be that kick, that extra kick that's like, okay, cool, what are you doing? And I don't know if anyone's picked up on it, but obviously I'm a Scorpio, but I also have a Capricorn moon. I'm also a Pisces rising, if that means anything to you. But I'm very, like, that's always been me. And I think my anxiety obviously stems from that like everything still needs to, but I think this one is more of a healthy one. And you know what, like I had a conversation with a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, Ria, and we were just talking about things, and he was just like, are you aggressive enough about like what you want? Are you aggressive enough about your life? Are you aggressive enough about your career? Are you aggressive enough literally about what you want. And the closer I am to my birthday, the more the conversation is ringing in my head. Am I aggressive enough about what I want? And ultimately, I don't want to add another 25 years onto my life and then look back at me being 25 and think, what did I do? How did I improve? Those so-called bad habits of mine, how did I change them? What new habits did I introduce into my environment? I don't want to look back and not feel like I didn't do enough or put enough effort into being the version that I truly and ultimately want to be. I don't want that. Settling for mediocrity is not a thing. It's not a thing. I think what I am trying to get to at this point in my life is obviously striking a very good balance of holding myself accountable, being aggressive about what I want, but equally so at the same time, being kind to myself. I've been through a lot of therapists. I've been through counselors. I've been through, okay, I'm making it sound like I've seen 25 people, but no. But I've been to, a number of health professionals, and I mean, the outcome has always been I'm being hard on myself and stuff like that, but now the paradigm has somewhat shifted to being, am I being hard on myself enough? You know, like the good version, not necessarily, you know, the other versions of myself that I was then, where I guess being hard on myself was an issue. But now it's like, is it healthy? Is there a balance? And that's what I want to introduce to myself when I turn 25. You gotta fight for your life. And I'm trying to fight for mine, so it sounds so dramatic. It sounds so dramatic. Jeez Louise. But yeah. That is what this vlog is about, really. That is what my life is about, really. Anyways, let me go attend to emails. Growth is such a funny thing. Just like healing, it's not linear at all. One day you feel on top of the world because you have your shit together, and then the next, my fuck. For someone that's always focused on the end goal of things, I'm slowly learning to take it all in and just be a bit more present and just not fuss anymore. I'm trying to take things as they come. I'm starting to show more compassion to myself, and I'm just learning to fall in love with the journey itself. While life may have its days where it's kicking my ass, I can safely say that I'm ever so grateful to just be me at the end of it all. I really wouldn't have it any other